Oh, how you doing? Blake Britton here. Most of you know me, some of you don't, but I am in the vortex, so to speak, at the moment. And if I can get my phone to sit still, I'm going to talk to you while I cook my pizza. So anyway, the message that I'd like to talk to you about today is concerning how to stay in that mood or in that place that you want to be. Everybody knows, everybody's heard, probably since you were a kid, that sometimes life's just hard. Sometimes life's tough. You got to work hard and stay at it to be persistent and be successful. Well, I'm here to tell you we were lied to, because that's not how it works. If you look at what energy is, energy, when it is trapped, has no function. It ceases to flow. But when energy flows, it is a very powerful thing. The electricity in your home, the electricity in your home becomes trapped. It will cause a breaker to jump, and then your power will actually go out. Energy cannot stop flowing. Well, you've got negative energy and you've got positive energy. Negative energy can flow, it can motivate you, it can drive you, it can give you the ample provisions and opportunities to do what you need to accomplish, as can positive energy. So, are we just supposed to be positive all the time? If you want to be, that's fine. But realize that when you're having negative energy, or let's put it another way, when you're having an experience that you're not enjoying the certain aspects of, if you're not having a pleasant experience that you're wanting to be having with something, instead of resisting it, hating it, talking about how much you hate it, wanting it to go away, complaining, griping, persistently pushing at this situation or this circumstance, why not love it? Love it as much as you love your most favorite thing to do in the world. You say, how do you do that? The same way that you do anything. Let it come from here, not here. Think about love. Think about someone you love or something you love so much. Do you love it in your mind? No. Your mind will make judgment calls about it, will measure it compared to the last time you experienced such a thing, and will actually sometimes take away from or add to the amount of love that you allow your heart to feel for it. Love comes from here. The only thing that can exist in here is love. But the stress, the worry, the fear, the victimization, the lack of forgiveness, the holding of a grudge, the hating of oneself, whatever, all comes from the mind. And it's all imagined. The worst thing I think a person can do is watch the news, because the news is constantly, for entertainment purposes, feeding you propaganda-based material that may be based on things that are really happening, sure, but are they happening in your kitchen? Are they happening in your yard? Are they happening in your living room? If they're not, then look at what is happening. Well, outside right here, right now, the sun's shining. In here, I need to do my dishes, but I'm cooking a pizza. Breeze is blowing, and the things that I saw on the news today, because I watched the news today just for an experiment, had me in a state of fear, thought, what can I do to stop? What can I do to help? How can we save people's lives? How can we prevent this from happening? This is horrible, this is bad. And I had to finally remember that, hey, what is causing this? My mind, my imagination is running rampant with fear and negative energy, and I'm creating an unpleasant feeling within myself that I do not love. So what did I do? I got back to a place where I could do what I love more than anything in the world, which is play my guitar. And I picked up my guitar and I played about 10 songs, so 10 songs I've written. And I played them with passion and exuberance, just in my house alone, no audience. And may have sounded to someone else like, I don't know, rubbing chalk against a chalkboard, but to me it sounded beautiful, and I really enjoyed the message that came out of me and the energy. And I love to play guitar. And I got back into that feeling, into that moment, and then into that place where I prefer to be because I was loving it. Now, I have been going through sort of a challenge or a struggle over the last couple of weeks that have involved some things that are really testing me as far as causing me undue worry, stress, concern, and the reason I was having these feelings is because I have my mind fluctuating through all these ideas and thoughts and things that seem to be real that aren't really real. One of the aspects was I received a letter, and the letter had in it some information that disturbed me, that made me feel like I could be in a situation that it wouldn't be pleasant. So what did I do? I worried. I worried. And then I found this idea that I'm talking to you about why don't I take what I don't like and love it? And so I began to love that letter. I began to love the circumstances that were surrounding what was going on in my mind. And as I loved it, all the stress, worry, concern, imagined, propagated, whatever things that were completely not in the present now happening, that might be in the future as I created them with my mind full of stress. I just loved them. I loved the moment of having that letter. I appreciated the letter. I appreciated the things that were written on the letter. I appreciated the whiteness of the letter, the envelope. I appreciated everything surrounding me. I began to appreciate it, have gratitude for all things, and found a way to love something that I wouldn't love at all without a little work. And all that melted down into my heart, and then love for that thing, for that situation, transmuted it into an outcome that I did not see coming. And now, what I have today is a totally different turn of events. I've been given information that has made a completely different situation that is rising up into my mind that I would rather create. If I'm going to create and co-create the reality I experience, it all starts in your mind with a thought. Everything starts with a thought, and a thought permeates into a belief, and a belief permeates into a conviction, and a conviction permeates into a manifestation of reality. And that's just how it works. You know, no one builds a building without thinking of the idea first, and they draw up the plans. And if they draw up the plans, they start to see how that's going to work. They start to believe in it because they get the funding to fund it. And then they start to say, okay, and we now can be convicted to actually carrying out the process of building this building. And then what happens? The building is there suddenly. We all do this every day, unconsciously a lot of times, but it's constantly how you are having your experience of life. So how do you get rid of the things you don't want? What if you're sick? What if you are going through a breakup, your heart broke? What if you're having financial problems? What if you're having addiction problems? What if you're having family problems? Whatever. I can think of thousands of different things, and you could add to the list that you don't want to have happening to you because they produce unpleasant feelings. Well, what is it doing for those things to sit around and tell and complain about them, to constantly speak of them, to worry, to not sleep at night over them and think about them? What does it do? What does it do to scream and holler and raise a ruckus? What does it do to point the finger and blame and to agitate more and more your mind, which is the only place that all this stuff's coming from anyway? You can take that very thing that is part of your present reality that you don't want there anymore and say, you know what? I love it. I love the fact that my heart is broken, that I've lost my girlfriend or I've had a death in the family. I love the fact that I have lost my job or that I've had a setback financially and I don't know what to do one day the next. I love it because it's teaching me some kind of lesson. It's giving me some kind of message, and it is allowing me to grow and become what I am, to be in the coming time that is to come. Because we're here for a reason, and I guarantee you that you and I and everyone has a special purpose. And the reason I know that is because there is not one more person just like you anywhere in the whole world. Everyone is unique. So unique and so special. But because of the way we've been taught to think, we think of ourselves as sinners, as no goods, as failures, as cripples, as drunks, as addicts, as disabled. And you may feel free to label yourself those things, but you know what? Labeling yourself those things doesn't have to be negative. You can label yourself those things, but then say, and I love the fact that this is my reality because that gives me a special power, a special ability to grow in a way that I wouldn't have got to grow without it. And then what happens? The same thing happens to the stuff that you love. It goes away. When you're having a great time, the time passes like that. But when you're having a rotten time, it goes by so slow, you think it never ends. Hell on earth is when you are not in your vortex. You're not in that happy place. And sometimes the only thing it takes is taking it from here and putting it here. Love never fails. Yes, that's in the Bible. Yes, it's a soul saying, but it's been proven time and time again through esoteric, historical, philosophical, and gurus from the big thousands of years ago. Love has always been told is the key. So why not take a chance on faith? Not religion, not hope. I don't believe in hope either. Hope's a beggar. It runs through the fire, hoping you won't get burned. But faith leaps over it. Have faith in yourself and the fact that you can love anything away. You're going to love the stuff you love and enjoy away because you love it naturally, and it's going to come and it's going to go because that's how it happens. But love the stuff you dislike. Love the stuff you cannot stand the feeling of, and I promise you, you'll have a completely different experience of how long it sticks around. Today, if you're having any kind of problems, be it relationship, financial, anything, personal, depression, anxiety, do what your doctors and your psychiatrists want you to do, take your medicines and do your things, but just give it a chance. Why not take a chance one time if you watch this video and stop what it is you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. Like, I'm fixing to do these dishes, and if it makes me feel unpleasant, I'm going to stop and I'm going to do something else. Go take a shower, or maybe walk outside, or play my guitar again. You know what it is that you can go do to make yourself feel better. And this feeling better, it is the feeling good that is the most important thing you possibly could be doing. Because when you feel good, you are in the zone of being who you are. And those unique qualities that make you special can shine. And the result is that you are being who you are meant to be. And that is the greatest gift you can give this world. Have a great day.